Folks, Bob Mannery here, and you're listening to Agree to Disagree, the flagship, only on A2D Radio. Uncle Sweeps, Nick Delgazzo, the legendary Brian Wilson, and the fucking man himself, Tom Arnone. These three guys from Jersey bringing you real talk with no agenda. You don't like them? Tough shit. It's their show, and they're going to say whatever the hell they goddamn want.
Let's talk about it. Agree, disagree. A2D Radio, live from the Real Talk Studios. Every Sunday we're usually on, but today's a Friday. A little special for the family.
A nooner. It's been 3 weeks.
It's brought to you by Gibson Mayer LLC, our certified public accountant. Make them yours. Find them on the web, GibsonMayer.com. Tom Arnone, Nick Delgazzo, Brian Wilson. I was trying to go to Ralph Lello. Ralph Lello Ball, the eldest of the Ball family, over in the producer's chair today, filling in for Robbie Pope.
Big fella.
Well, no, I was going to try to do both at once.
You've been globe-trotting for a month. You forgot my name?
I don't give a shit about your name.
Wilfin? What the fuck is going on right now?
That's what happens when you don't like a guy.
That's right. You're right.
Ton to talk about today. It's going to be heavy fills, obviously. We'll talk later on in the show. Division or wild card? Which one of the two do you think they're getting, if any? If not, we can discuss that as well. Odubel Herrera, he needs to get hot. I mean, it's simple. It's factual. For this lineup that's not loaded, you need guys who can hit to start getting hot. And if he can get anywhere near the stretch he was on, it can really help this baseball team out. Talk about Odubel later on. Gabe Kapler. I know it's not the end of the year. I know some people like to say, well, you got to wait to grade until the end. No, I can grade right now. We can grade right now. We can go over Gabe Kapler, talk about some things he can do better, talk about some things he might have done well so far. We can go over that throughout the show. But everything ties into Aaron Nola today, because you're talking about a guy who we came into the year thinking, hey, he could be a top 5 guy in the NL. Yesterday, to me, it was stamp job like you're doing over the best pitcher in the NL, Max Scherzer.
Maybe baseball.
And maybe even baseball. And you outdueled him yesterday. Mm-hmm. Big time. It ties into our poll question brought to you by Scanzano Sports. Who's your NL Cy Young Award winner right now? Aaron Nola, Jacob DeGrom, sorry. Max Scherzer. Let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube.
Brother Jason.
A2D Radio is where you can find us. Don't start counting, dude. I seen you host the show.
I think it was the highest rated show in the last month.
It wasn't the highest rated show in the last
month. It's the last
month.
one we've done, actually.
Now you're crowning yourself. You go talk to the Lakers fan if you're worried about the highest rated show because it was a LeBron topic.
LaRalpho. Right? I mean, it did help that LeBron fucking signed 2 minutes into our show.
Yeah, it didn't hurt you.
Sometimes things happen when they know the guys are on the air, It's like my boys are on the air. I got to sign.
That's the whole reason. We'll just shut the show down. We'll just shut it down. So the poll question, who's your NL Cy Young Award winner right now? Aaron Nola, Jacob DeGrom, Max Scherzer. Let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. A2D Radio is where you can find us. Plus, answering all your questions, concerns. If you got concerns and need to get something Eagles off your chest, obviously we're always answering that. And if you haven't subscribed over to Facebook, do it. If you're not in the Real Talk group, talking to the goddamn family, you better do it. So let's giddy up and let's go.
Well, before we go into Phillies then, if anyone has any Eagles concerns, just fucking don't put them up, please. Because seriously, it's preseason. Grow the fuck up. All right, now let's go.
And Sunday we're coming, so we'll be back in 48
we'll be back
hours.
Sunday.
Yeah, we'll be back Sunday. We're heavy
bookmark
birds.
Bookmark
it. Heavy birds Sunday.
Bookmark it for 48 hours, and we'll address it. That's all. But
That's
now it's Phil's today.
It's a
real
matinee.
quick,
It's a little day game.
because this is Speaking Phil's. Dan McGuckin chimes in and says rainbows and blowjobs.
Yes.
And that's to your post the other day, which was classic. It was
That's
a great
true. It's the problem with the country now, is that all these kids are brought up thinking everything's rainbows and blowjobs.
Yeah.
And then they find out it's not, and they start shooting schools up and shit. It's a problem. It's an issue.
A little bit of an issue, yeah. You
Well,
can say issue.
pretty much nobody sits 2 days in a row with him because he wants to be everybody's best friend, right? And that's the problem I have with him. You know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean? Like you're not supposed to be their buddies. You're supposed to be the leader, right? And that's what, it's 2018, so that's what everybody wants. Everybody wants like, hey,
we're coddling. We're coddling.
We want a players manager. You know what I mean? No, instead of a guy that says, hey, this is going to drop the hammer and play the right guys. You know what I mean? Like there's times when there's guys should he should let that lineup ride for a couple days instead of saying, oh, well, if this guy sits 2 days in a row, he's going to be pissed. He's not going to like me. Whatever. I don't know. I got a problem with that.
Well, we got issues about Gabe. I do. I do as well.
I think we all have issues with Gabe.
And we'll talk about that. We'll get to Gabe. We'll get to Gabe soon. But to the poll question, right now, who is it? I think you already made your point.
It's Nola.
But
to me, it's Nola after yesterday's game. Listen, yesterday's game, for as bad of a loss Wednesday's game was, yesterday's was as big of a win. You know what I mean?
Especially because of the turnaround. I mean, it's a quick turnaround.
It's a quick turnaround off a devastating loss, a game that you had in hand the whole game pretty much. You were in the lead the whole game pretty much. And you turn it around. You're going to avoid a sweep against possibly the best pitcher in baseball.
A guy who's 8-0 career against you, too.
Yeah, we never beat him since
you.
he's been in National. We never beat him since he's been in National. And we're not hitting already, so you're like, fuck, Christ, can we just scratch one out?
Yeah.
And we're like, we need Aaron to go zeros. And what did he do?
Yeah.
He went zeros. They move you up in the rotation. Should have been Jake's turn. They do Aaron instead. And it's for that reason alone. Yeah. Hey, we don't want to get swept here.
No.
We need to come out and need a big performance out of you. And what's he do? Probably the game of his year so far.
Oh yeah,
and it's a phenomenal year.
And you're looking big picture in the sense where, not only it's as close to a must-win in August as you have to have because the Braves are playing the Marlins, right? You pretty much know that it's baseball, but that should be a layup, especially after the whole Acuna thing. You know they're going to be they're out for blood, the Braves, right? So now you lose yesterday. Now you're 4 back. You're climbing City Hall. I know people want to say you got 7 games left out of the last 11. I understand that, but you still got to be in striking distance.
Yeah.
And striking distance is 3.
Yeah.
Right? Always keep it at 3. I mean, 3 or 4.
You can't be 5.
Nah, come on.
Can't be 5 with 7 out of 11 left.
Yeah,
Because the other 4 in there is Colorado.
Yeah.
You don't want to see them either. All right? I'm sorry.
Nah.
Colorado fucking good.
Yep.
family chiming in. Rob Aldersberger, over-under on swear words from Tom today. It's debatable. It's an afternoon show.
Big
You know what I
Bob.
mean?
The kids are watching today, all right?
Jarrell. What's up, Jarrell?
Oh, yeah.
Says
What up,
Friday
Joe?
show. He goes, I guess I'm done work for the day. Love it. Come join us, baby.
All
Come join us.
sit on the couch.
What up, Jarrell?
Dan McGuckin, he says DeGrom, but Noah might fuck around and win MVP. Ooh. Look at Danny.
I
A little
mean-
curve. He threw a Noah curve there.
He's a young cat, but
Yeah,
I mean, listen, he's
that's a
fantastic,
coddle.
but that's
You're not going to not win Cy Young
That's
and then
be
win
bold.
MVP. That's not going to happen.
a billboard. That's a be bold bill.
I like it, though. I like it. I like it.
No, absolutely.
I
Gotta
will
win like
say
27 games
this.
for
I'm pretty sure no one ever with under a 1.75 ERA has not won the Cy Young. So if DeGrom ends with under 1.75, I think he's right around there right now.
Yeah, he is.
It's going to be really tough to beat him. Now, granted, Nola and Scherzer both are 2.13, I believe, right now.
Noah might be a little lower than that. I just was looking at it earlier. He is 2.13. Yep. Whip under 1.
But you look at it this way: if
Did
they,
you crown
if
yourself?
they,
Did you
if
just crown
no, I
yourself
just know,
over
I know what I'm
No,
talking
I mean,
about.
I just
You
saw
were
the
trying to
crown.
correct the
I wasn't
kid,
trying to correct.
and
I was trying to
already knew it.
confirm. I was trying to
already
fucking confirm. There's different correction
I wish we
and
saw the Burger
confirmation.
King get him
I'm
a
here to
fucking
confirm
crown.
to the family. We're not here to we're not big stat dudes. So if we're going to throw stats out, I just want to confirm they're right to the family.
I don't throw stats out unless I know they're
Oh,
right.
that's debatable.
Yeah, you're
Because
right.
there's tape.
That's
Okay.
there's plenty of
We're
tape.
back.
There's plenty of tape. There's plenty of tape. Don't even go back. I was listening
You
to
want to point out
listening
two?
to a couple from a few
You
years
want
ago. I was like, whoa.
You want to point out two little
there's
trip
no-
ups in my open coming in, and
I don't think I pointed
and
anything out.
and the guy's
Did I
never done
point
nothing
anything
wrong.
out?
There's
You
no
went
doubt.
1 and then you went 2. There was hand signals. You're like a goddamn director. I feel like I was back out in L.A. You're 1, 2.
Mario, cut. But no, there's no doubt that the dry jocks' heads are going to spin. They're going to fucking spin because if the other two guys, if Nola and Max's ERA were like 3-something or 4, then you could say, well, this guy's got a sub 1.70 ERA. That's great. Everything happens in fucking baseball. Nothing lasts forever. So I understand that you say, oh, and and you're right about that. It's a tremendous stat, but it's not like when Felix did it at 13 and 12. There was nobody else. Right?
Yeah.
Everybody else were having pedestrian years. Right, so it was like, hey, Felix's numbers, his other numbers numbers were so electric, the Ks and all that stuff. You're like, yeah, you got to give it to him, right? But to me, wins and losses matter. I understand ERA and WHIP and strikeouts. That's great, all right? When you can hand the ball to your fucking guy and he gets one for you, you understand? And Max has a good win-loss record too, but DeGrom, that's out of the question, all right? It doesn't matter.
He might finish under 500.
If they're
I'm sorry. Wins and losses fucking matter.
We know they're a dumpster fire. We know they're a dumpster fire, and they don't score for them. But you got to.
Well, Steve Carlton went through the same thing, right? I mean, Carlton went. I mean, that's a long time ago, but went through the same thing. A team that was horrific. I mean, you know what I mean? When he won the Cy Young.
Pretty sure he won 27 of 54.
Yeah, so it matters. To Sweeze's point. I mean, you talk about a guy who's 15-3. That doesn't matter. That's the whole reason that we're having the conversation about the Philadelphia Phillies today. It's one guy. Other guys have played big parts in a month or two span, okay? But nobody's been more consistent than Aaron Nola. So if you want to talk about the Phillies' success and why they're here, a huge part of that goes right to Aaron Nola.
Oh, yeah.
And you got to give a ton of credit.
And like I said earlier, remember,
it's simple.
I think
it goes right to our pitching.
And I think they might be like 18-4 in his starts. Which just shows you how he gets you to the finish line. You know, in a tight game, it's going to be either tied or he's throwing up, anywhere from 2 runs or less. He's going to keep you in a game and allow them to win a couple of those games late when he got no decisions. It's just,
dude, the kid's been great.
It's awesome.
And it's not like he did this against. First off, the Nats, okay, it's not the June Nats, all right? Like, they're healthy right now. The Nats been hitting. Harper's been hot. Zimmerman's been hot. Eaton's healthy. Rendon's healthy. Like, and he just came out and shut them the fuck down.
Soto's a stud.
Like Ralphie,
Soto's a stud.
Like we were talking about me and Ralphie earlier. I mean, you're talking about 295s. Threw right by him. Threw right by Harper.
Yeah.
Not a wiffle ball curve. Not I fooled you. I got you to foul one off. 295s like this. Go ahead, right here. Just grab this fucking dick and went, boom, 95 by him twice.
Yeah. Right on the black outside, too.
Everything he had, too, because you don't live there.
Oh, yeah.
He's 90, 91, 92.
Yeah.
No, it was everything he had. I love that, though. And that's the same reason I love. See, I will never trash Max Scherzer because Scherzer's a bulldog. He's the kind of guy I love on the mound.
Yeah.
He's cursing at you, but before he throws the pitch, I love it. He's so much better than that fucking golden fucking coast joy boy that they have, Steven Strasburg, who's a fucking problem. Stinks. We'll light him up every time we see him because he fucking stinks. I don't care what anybody says. Stinks.
No, Wilson, your point was it's the best pitcher in baseball.
But right now,
arguably.
Best pitcher in baseball. And I think Nola's best pitcher in baseball right now.
Yeah, me too.
Second.
Well, remember, I'm not crowning. I'm not crowning. But before the season started, I believed he could be a top 5 guy in the NL. I'm not. That's not. You can get mad about it. I'm not crowning myself. I'm saying
I think we agree.
I think we all believed around here that he had the stuff to be able to pull that off. It's a guy who pitched Friday nights at LSU. He wasn't,
You said all baseball, not National League. National League for sure.
Oh, well, all baseball. Well, if we win the Cy Young, then it's even better.
I'm saying we went through that list, though. We went through that.
Even better, Sweeps.
Yeah.
Even better.
Go to Burger King, get us a crown.
That's what I'm saying.
I can't say anything.
Couple Whopper Juniors.
I was scared to say anything I said good ever. I was nervous coming out because I knew I was going to get attacked. You remember when I said this?
No, who's attacking?
I just felt it. I felt the heat right from there. It's been a long 3 weeks.
Did you go to California and turn fucking liberal crying
Absolutely
baby
not.
on us? What's
Absolutely
going
not.
on?
Grow up. Don't you put that out on the airways. All right? Would never live out there. Terrible.
You stopped at Area 51? Fucking aliens?
I would have loved to.
New Mexico.
I would have loved to.
You wearing a fucking aluminum foil hat? Let's go.
Peace. No peace. Sean Spielman says Noah has done what an ace does. Stops the bleeding. He said Arrieta is pitching more like a number 3.
Arrieta's been great, too. So he had a bad stretch of 5 starts. But Arrieta's been – the reason that we're so good is because our starting pitching has been great.
Absolutely.
Great.
Yep.
We can't fucking hit. We just got to hope we can hit a little bit down the stretch.
And we're going to talk about this with Gabe, but there's no – and somebody was arguing this point with me yesterday, and they were claiming that he does change the lineups around a lot. And he started telling me players that played. And I said, dude, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this certain guys have been plugged in the spots, and he refuses to move them. Okay?
First off, Rhys Hoskins is batting second for the majority of the year. He's our run producer. He needs to bat fucking cleanup. I don't care. Bat him fucking cleanup.
No, you're right. Right? It's Caesar. Okay, you want to lead him off, fine, but you never moved him all year. You said, okay, you keep running him out there, and he's underachieved, and I love Caesar, but he's underachieved at the plate. Okay, your guy who was your 3-hole hitter at one point, and I agree with Wilson on this. You decided, we'll talk about this later more, but you decided to move him down to the 8-hole. Don't play him then. If he needs a mind break that much, don't play him. If you're Mr. Confidence, Kapler, you move him to the 2-hole. You move him to the 3-hole. You see if that can get him going, right? You try that move. Not the complete opposite, because that looks like you're burying a guy. What does that do for confidence? We've all played the game of baseball. Now you press him because you know, not only do you know you're struggling, now you know everybody else knows you're struggling. And that's not an excuse, because you got to get out of it. But, you know, if you're Mr. Confidence, the argument's about Kapler and his confidence to his players. If you're Mr. Confidence, and this guy was on a stretch through a 2-month period where you could talk about NL MVP stretch.
Somebody did.
And then you put him down in the 8-hole. What does that do for somebody's confidence?
And also this is the National League. This isn't high school or the American League. The pitcher, unless you think you're reinventing the game like Madden and some of these other jabronis, the pitcher's behind you. So I mean, like, you shouldn't get anything to hit.
Yeah,
like,
nothing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, you know,
nothing.
it ain't dead red like it is at every other level. Like, hey, we got to go after the 8-9 guy. Like, we don't want to turn the lineup over and
yeah, high school.
and
High school,
them
you got to
and
get those
stuff like
guys
that.
out.
Yeah, you got to get those guys out. Like at the big league level, the pitcher behind you.
Yeah.
And you know he's going to swing.
I was going to say,
he's
throw him to his back foot. He's swinging at all of them.
You know he's a piggy. You just roll some breaking balls in the dirt. He's going to swing at it. So. I mean, it is what it is. So that don't help him.
You know he's a piggy.
That's
a great.
That don't help.
Mario, what's that over my head? I'm not saying
You know he's a piggy.
Mario saying, Noah, baby, man, it's a great time to be a fan of Philly sports. It absolutely is, brother. It gives us a lot to talk about, too.
Absolutely.
No, yeah, that's all you can ask for.
I mean,
it's almost the last week of August, and you're right in the hunt. So I mean, this is what you want as a sports fan.
Hey,
you know
meaningful September baseball.
Yeah,
I think that's
yeah.
what we were saying going into the season.
Yeah.
Is what we wanted. Meaningful September baseball, and we're gonna have it. So it's now the fucking Bohr injury is a killer because he fucking swung a great stick the other day. And again, I'm mad at Gabe again because like last week we faced DeGrom. He's the one guy in the lineup that's got great numbers. You don't start him. Like what are you doing? What are you doing? But now he goes, this is the prime time for him not to be on the DL because we're going to Toronto. It's the fucking DH. Yeah. He's a DH. You slot him right in the DH spot. But
well, you
so
know what
now
I
it's
do?
like, fuck.
You know what I do now?
They probably play Quinn and they probably bench they put DH Hoskins, I would guess.
DH Hoskins or Santana, and you put Hoskins at first. You know, or vice versa. But yeah, right there. Because I think
or doable.
Because I think I think you need to get
a great outfield. We know that.
And
yeah,
not
for some reason Gabe put him in as a defensive replacement the other night. I don't know.
Well, that's to get Hoskins that's to get Hoskins out of the outfield,
That's
which
true.
is the only smart thing he's ever done. Late games.
Nobody but Quinn catches that ball.
Hoskins not catching that ball.
Harper fisted, you know.
And so my thing is, like, I personally, I play Herrera, Quinn, whatever, left or right, however you want to work it out, and I move Hoskins to first base for a while. That's what I do. You know what I mean? And it makes up for Santana Bohr. If you don't think Santana's swinging a good enough stick, which he isn't, okay, it's factual, then that's what I try to do there. Because now my outfield is better, cover a lot more ground. Because with Hoskins out there, I love Hoskins, but he can't play left field.
No,
it's tough.
We talked about it all year. Like if you do the right thing, you can. It doesn't have to be one or two guys that take it on the chin. It's a rotational thing, right? So where you're taking a start from one guy a week, and then you're allowing a guy like Roman Quinn, who's healthy for one time in his life, knock on wood, to play every day. All right, that fusion of youth and speed and passion and just playing the game the right way. It's a breath of fresh air, all right? And I've seen it as a Cards fan. I've seen it with Harrison Bader. I've told you guys.
The Bader, I know. You've been over there, Master Bader. I know it.
Exactly. I mean, and his numbers might not be off the charts, all right? But the guy changes the game. He's a plus center fielder, speed. I mean, he hits a ball in the gap. He's an automatic triple, stuff like that. So, that kind of thing Quinn can bring to the table. And it's just refreshing. And it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't have to be a doable. It doesn't have to be just move it around.
That's it. Shift it. He loves shifting earlier on. Now he doesn't want to do any of it. Yeah. Zeke, yo, Noah all day. What up, Zeke?
Freaky Zeke.
Murph in the house. That Noah won that game for that squad yesterday.
What up, Murph?
Some of these guys, Odubel, Santana, etc., need to see. This is where Facebook sucks because it doesn't give you the rest of the comment. Good stuff. Doug Zeke, even cold November rain sweeps. I don't know what that's probably referring to something earlier.
Guns N' Roses. A little cold November rain.
Mike Murphy, Phils are under 500 in games Aaron Nola doesn't start. It's as simple as that.
Now, was yesterday a tremendous case of not having a good lefty in the pen? Because fucking coconut oil goes fucking lefty if we have a good lefty against Harper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So instead of saying,
right.
hey, only Morgan's down there. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
That's what we do.
I'm
saying analytics tells you, hey, he went and picked up the phone and he was like, only Morgan's in the cupboard. Fuck, go get him, Aaron!
He said that's a 3-2 game if I put Morgan in.
Go get him!
He had what's his face? He had Luis in the bullpen.
Avilon?
Yep. I mean, he did have another lefty who was active. Not saying he was going to throw him, but he was active. But I mean, if
he's in uniform.
if you take Nola out of that game, you should get shot.
Yeah,
you should get shot on the spot.
No, yeah, you got. I was ready to put him in for the 9th. I mean, I'm completely honest with you. I was running back out there.
I wasn't.
I was listening on the radio. I was like, put him back in. But then when he went, I was like, all right, we can go with Uncle Pat.
Yeah, I didn't have a big problem with Uncle Pat, especially down.
The problem with Uncle Pat is that he maybe I guess you got to.
You can't throw back-to-back days.
Are we taking Sir Anthony out of the closer role right now? Like, what do you think about that?
I don't think you need to take him out. I just think he's thrown more innings than he's thrown in his life. You know what I mean? I mean, you can mix him in. You can mix him in.
He had good life on his fastball the other night. He just got tittied.
He's got hit, yeah. Well, it's about locating that shit.
Two outs again.
Yeah, and it sucks.
You gotta smell the finish line.
Yeah, Soto hits a ball that's on the inch fair.
Yeah.
And then you don't let like Zimmerman's hot. You can't let him extend his arms.
Were you listening Wednesday? Were you listening Wednesday when the game was going on? Because after they got out of after the bases loaded situation ended, I said right here talking to Mike and Danny, I was like, "Yep, they're gonna lose this game. They're going to lose this game in the 9th. Watch. You can't squander opportunities like that. Yeah. You can't. You got a chance to tack on. You tack on, you bury your fucking team.
You have
okay? You can't. Asdrubal Cabrera, whatever, okay? You're too much of a vet right there to have a little pop-up to third base. Got to get a job done there. I need a job with 1 out and the bases loaded, right? I need a job done there. I can't have that. Right, a kid does that, okay, maybe you can wrap your head around a little more. A vet who you brought in for these spots, need that. Not saying it's going to change the game. But maybe it buries them.
No,
maybe it puts Washington. Okay, now we're done. Now we're down.
It's not easy, so I don't always kill guys for that. I understand. You change your approach a little bit. They don't do that in the big leagues, so it's infuriating. You know what I mean? But hitting's not easy. So I mean, even if we take that out of play, you're still 3 outs away from winning a baseball game. You know that you gotta go most of the game.
You got to go get it done. I'm just pointing back. I'm just circling back to this lineup, who at times refuses to come up with the big hit.
Yeah, or sack fly.
I mean, it's almost like they're
sack fly me.
Guys are scared to come up with the big hit. I feel like
the
guys are nervous. Like I don't want to. I'm a little nervous at a big hit. I don't want to come up with a big hit. We really don't hit. Think about it. I mean, all our home runs are solo shots.
We don't hit it all.
I mean, Hoskins hit a million solo home runs. Get him out of the fucking 2-hole. Okay? He's hit a million solo home runs. Is that in a book somewhere, Gabe? Can you go search that somewhere? I can't stand him. I really can't.
Well, listen, it doesn't help because you know that we're not going to play small ball. I heard some people saying, well, now it's getting September. Maybe he will. He's not going to. If you listen to any of his interviews, I hate the guy. I mean, I will know. He's not going to change the way he coaches or manages. He's not going to. So we're not going to play small ball down the stretch. So we need to hit as a bottom line because we're not going to fucking move runners. We're not going to hit and run. We're not going to bunk guys over. So we got to hit because that shit's warranted. I'm sorry. I don't care. I mean, I know fucking some of these analytic guys that they don't give away outs. Fuck that shit, dude. You got to – I'm sorry. If there's no outs and a guy on second, you bomb the third because then you don't even need a hit to get him home. Yeah. So let's grow the fuck up and learn baseball.
It's not easy to get 3 hits. You know,
it's very tough. Yeah, he thinks we got Murderer's fucking Row coming up.
Yeah, not just the Phillies.
Murderer's Row. We got Odubel swinging that ball. I hit him in the fucking leg.
What did I say to 1-0 game that I was actually
throughout baseball?
I was at the game in San Diego, the 1-0 game. I'm at that game where you got Quinn up. You got a man on first. It's the perfect time late in the game. You got a speedster, put pressure on the defense, right? You don't bunt there.
Dude, fucking first and second twice in that game.
And then you talked to me.
We found out that he gave him the option.
You talked to me about the 3-run homer later.
We found out that he gives him an option. You don't give a fucking pup.
Not there.
You don't give a pup an option. You put square around and bunt the ball to third. You know what I mean? Like you don't. Oh, he has permission to bunt for a hit there. I don't give a fuck. All right, that's not what we're trying to do here. You know, you're trying to play for a monster inning. We're trying to play for
first
tie,
off,
second and third, and chip away.
The worst part is he said we're not trying to tie the game. What?
Yeah.
When you got 7 outs left in the game or 9 outs left in the game, and you're down 2 runs, what you're trying to do, Gabe, is tie the fucking game. Yeah. I can't with the guy sometimes. I can't. I'm sorry. Well, I'll never like him. I love the team. I fucking hate his.
Let me ask you analytics for a second,
Old
right?
Fucking hot
let me hit you with some percentages right now. What has a higher percentage of happening? You hitting a 2-run homer there, or are you bunting a guy over with a chance for 2 singles? What's a higher percentage?
Or getting a fly ball. How about a bunt over and a fly ball?
Or 1 single. 2 shots at
a
single.
One single gets 2 guys in.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so, I mean, what's the higher percentage there?
It's infuriating.
Like if you want to manage the 08 Phillies, that's great, babe. And you want to sit back and
everyone's hitting 30. Everyone's hitting 30. We're not even going to have a guy hit 30. I mean, Hoskins might.
But even if you're talking about the 3rd, 4th, and 5th inning, I'm okay with it, dude. Like, I'm not saying you got to play for 1 run that early in the game. I understand. We understand how baseball works. Even though if you score every inning, I would say that you could easily win 100 games if you scored every inning.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? If you score 7 runs a game, 9 runs a game, you'd have a pretty good record. So if everybody had that mentality, and I understand that, we're not calling for that. But you talk, it was the 7th inning when that happened. Come on.
That's what I'm saying. And
You're
then
down
again,
to 9
and then
outs.
again in the 9th.
You're down to fucking 9 outs.
First and second.
Yeah.
We're not bunting. It's the 9th inning.
Yeah.
The fuck are we doing? Bunt him over. You hope you get a single. You tie the game.
That's it.
And not only are you playing for a 2-run homer, you're playing for a 2-run homer, genius, at a ballpark where the ball don't fucking fly. Okay? I mean, what are you talking about? You're playing for a 2-run homer at Petco? That's what you're playing with Roman Quinn up? You're playing for the 2-run homer at Petco with Roman Quinn up. Okay? Get a goddamn clue, please. Because every ball dies in the air there. All right? I watched somebody for the Padres hit an absolute bomb that went like 2 feet into the stands. Okay? Like an absolute bomb where any other park, you're like, that's way out. You know what I mean? And it gets 2 rows up because the wind kills everything there. So don't you
Plus, it's a huge park.
know your surroundings, Gabe.
And the biggest thing
Jackass.
is it's not an automatic out. That's what these jerk-offs and, Brian Kenny in his fucking cowboy boots, you fucking jerk-off. I don't care. You're a Gold Glover. I'll fucking bury you right now, Brian Kenny. I fucking hate you. Don't tell me about your boxing days. I'll kill you, you stupid jerk-off. Guys like him and everybody else think it's an automatic out. Pitchers suck. You understand? You saw it in the D-backs game. They pick up a ball, they'll throw it fucking 400 feet in the fucking stands and hit the cotton candy guy in the head. It just happened the other day. It's not automatic. Roll the baseball. Guys make mistakes.
Like you said, pitchers will constantly shit on themselves.
Yes.
They will do it constantly. They're not used to that move.
No.
It's a hustle in. I got to throw this guy out at first. They're thinking, do I got time to go to third? And guess what? This one goes, woo, we airmail it.
They should make
Then everybody's running. Everybody's running.
We would be rich. We should make pitchers to pens. They should have them. You know what I mean? That's why Archie Bradley talking about shit in his pants, because they all do it. He's just the only guy that admitted it. Fuck out of here.
None of them want to field a fucking bunt. Bunt it right to the pitcher. None of them want to field it. The Diamondbacks didn't even get a hit in that walk-off the other night. It was a walk. It was a bunt that he was saving. Then it was a bunt. And woo, see ya. He's like, I got him at third. Nope.
Well, the same thing happened with Caesar, even though Caesar was bunting for a hit against Arizona, but the same thing happened. Caesar was bunting for a hit in Arizona, and he scores. You know what I'm saying? Because you put it, like they're saying, you put a little bit of pressure on a pitcher to death, and that's with nobody on. So that's just making the one throw, right? And he throws it away. Like, put pressure on these guys. Not only them, everybody. Dudes want to shift and do all that shit. Make things harder. Move runners. Okay, these things are okay to do. Like it's not frowned upon to hit and run, Gabe. It's not frowned upon.
I think twice.
I've not seen him hit and run yet, and he probably has. But
if you
I've not
lay
seen
down
him
two bunts in a row on a shift, if you lay down 2 bunts in a row, sooner or later these guys it's gonna go away. It's gonna go away. Like you lay around 2 bunts and they're like, fuck. I mean, and then the next guy hits a double or a 3-run homer. Now you're fucking like, dude, that's it. I'm not doing it again. All right, I can't. I don't care what this guy tells me with his fucking Harvard degree. We're not doing it anymore. You understand?
Yeah.
Right. The field is giant. There's places for the ball to go all over the place. Right. So these geniuses think like, we got to move them over here. No, the fucking place is it's huge. You can't be everywhere. Yeah. So why do we have to? Why do we have to there's only there's 7 guys out there. They can't be everywhere.
It drives me insane. It really does. I can't even do it with the guy anymore. And I get really serious. Like, okay, you don't want to give up your out, right? But you don't steal bags when you have opportunities to. And I said you never hit and run. And when you get on offense that struggles, what's the number one thing you want to do? You want to create some
guys
holes.
in motion. Get some shit moving. Get some shit moving.
Put some pressure on defenses. I don't care what level. So this just shows me that you can't in-game manage.
Yeah.
You can't in-game manage.
Well, he can't. He can't in-game manage.
And please at me and at us and tell me how he does in-game manage to you. Because I'll wait for that.
You don't have to do it with everybody. We're talking about there's certain guys that you trust. Right? Because the Phillies strike out a ton. I mean, we know that. Right? So they're probably not the ideal team to do that with, but there's certain guys that handle the bat, of course. So you're not, it's not, you're not asking Hoskins or somebody like that to do it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I would see Caesar doing it pretty well.
But early on, you get in a cripple count, 2-0 count, somewhere where you're going to get a fastball that you hope the guy doesn't swing through. Absolutely, start the runners. Open up a hole, create a big inning, do something like that. Yeah, absolutely.
Something's got to happen.
Yeah.
Bottom line is we got to hit more.
Yeah.
We got about 35 games left, right, somewhere around there, and I mean. We're gonna be in it to the end. We gotta hit.
Yeah, 35.
We gotta hit because the Braves. As much as I still want to say that I don't think their pitching's good enough, the Gosman was probably – I said it immediately. I'm like, Gosman will be good for them. It's fucking guaranteed. But, like, Gosman was a good gift for them. But I still don't think their pitching's good enough. But Braves can hit the ball. Yeah. Braves can hit.
For sure.
Yeah, they can rake.
Yeah. Freeman, Markakis, Acuna, they rake.
10 homers.
Albies, fucking Charlie Culberson. That's my guy. Won me money last night in DraftKings. Culberson. Yeah, man, get me going. Too heavy, too.
I love it.
Love me some Charlie. If he played every day, he'd be a stud. We should get him from the Braves. Love him.
Great flow, too.
Yes.
Sean Spielman says Scherzer is the best pitcher in MLB, hands down. Scherzer is average 1.5 Ks per innings pitch with a low 2 earned run average. It's Nola versus Scherzer right now in the Cy Young battle.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Is that between the
DeGrom's
two?
in it, too.
Oh, yeah.
He's in the conversation. Hence why he's in the poll question.
People were saying he's going to win it last night. They're on MLB Network. They're talking about DeGrom's still the leader. I'm like, he's 8-8, man. Like, wins and losses matter to me. Like you said, sweeps, they matter.
Well, because they all stare at one thing. You know what I mean? They just
So,
stare
like, look at
their
his
runner.
look at his ERA. It's 1.74.
Yeah.
Zeke says
No one cares.
Zeke says he has
He's
no
8-8. He's lost 8
baseball
games.
brain.
Yeah.
No baseball brain.
Talking about
Him and Odubel and Gabe, yeah.
no baseball brain. The shake shit up. Brutal. John Slatty talking about, because somebody was asking if Wilson Ramos was on the DL, and he's not. He said, no, he's not.
He's banged up,
Suarez,
though.
He's
moving
available
forward,
to
that he
swing.
wasn't playing
He's
every day.
available
Well,
to swing, yeah.
hopefully he can DH against
Yeah, he's
Toronto.
available to swing it.
That'd be good.
Well, I said it when they signed him. I'm like, dude, you got to expect Jorge's going to at least play twice a week, though. Like, you're not just going to, like, bench Jorge completely. Like, granted, he hasn't been great behind the plate defensively, but he's also a young kid, and you're not just going to, like, bury him. You know what I mean? He can still hit a ball out of the ballpark, which Gabe loves,
And
right?
The other
and
dude's always hurt, too, so you got to protect him
Yeah.
a little
yeah,
bit
and he's
down
coming
the
off.
stretch.
He's
you know?
coming off a
Yeah.
hammy.
Yeah.
He's coming off a hammy. That's not. The guy's catching. It's not easy to do. This would be a good spot for him to DH in this series. though.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Get him in the lineup.
Listen,
that
we
way.
need to come
Endorse
out
it.
and take care of business north of the fucking border. We're coming, Molson, and we're coming heavy. All right? Because bottom line, we need to go in there and we need to punch them in the mouth. That Toronto team fucking stinks. All right? I don't care, Teoscar Hernandez. Unless they call up Vlad Jr., we should go up there and smack them in the fucking mouth. All right? We should bomb it. We should. Yeah, I like that Boba shit.
yeah.
They got a lot of young talent, but they're not up, so we're fine. Because Toronto's retarded. They're like, well, Donaldson will be back in a year. Well, we're gonna wait. Fucking idiots.
Elevate.
But I think like you got to win 2 or 3. You should sweep, but you got to win 2 or 3 in Toronto. You have to, and they don't even have good pitching. So maybe we can get some hits. Maybe we can string some shit together here.
Yeah, I'm not sure
Then we
if they're
come back home for
not sure if
Washington.
they're going to miss Stroman or not.
I hope they don't miss Stroman. He's
I can
getting
go
lit
look
up.
at it. Joey DiBardino, solid starting pitching.
Joey D.
Plus no hitting will probably equal no October baseball. Whoa. We're going to talk about, what you think.
45 degrees,
What do you
Joey.
think's a better chance? You think a better chance of winning the division? You think a better chance of getting a wild card, or you got him out? We'll talk about that, at the back end of the show, but we can still discuss it. People want to bring it up, but I don't think they're out of it yet. I don't think it equals
No, we're nowhere near
postseason
out of it yet.
baseball.
Like I said, as much as people want to go too drastic with the 7 games in the last 11, that's still a huge factor. You know what I mean? So I just think like people are making too big of a deal and thinking it's a slam dunk. Well, don't worry, we still got to stay close enough, but that's huge. So that factor is as much as people want to lean on it too much. It is a huge. It's a huge deal. So it's huge.
And what I gotta say to the people,
we need to run some offs.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
You need Atlanta to
we
drop
still
a couple
we still need to stay tight with Atlanta
Yeah.
because guess what? That 7 out of 11, you can go in and sweep the first 3 or whatever, right? But then go to Colorado and get swept right the fuck out, and then you're like, oh shit.
Yeah. Well,
we're right back. We're right back where we were.
You got to get
Atlanta
back on that
went-
seesaw. For 2 months, 2.5 months, it was that seesaw. They were both half a game. They just kept trading
We
places.
got to get back to that.
That's
Yeah.
where you got to get back to
Because
that.
Atlanta went through the same stuff, last week as we went through against Washington, where they were blowing saves, blowing leads.
Yeah.
And if they don't blow them games, and we do, we're even further out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and we had an opportunity.
4 games sweep.
This weekend was a squandered opportunity. Squandered opportunity in my eyes. Not this weekend, but this week against the Nationals, a squandered opportunity. My days are all still
Your
fucked up.
your rods and cones are off.
Oh, way off. I'm RV jet lag, if that's even a thing still.
Good.
5,000 miles, Daddy. You know what I mean?
You didn't even drive.
Doesn't matter.
Oh my lord.
You ever been shaking
There's a
that much?
fucking bed. You're on wheels. That's all that's happening. You're in a house on wheels. You were sleeping, eating, shitting. Your dad was the one that took a toll on him.
No, actually didn't. He drove to Florida yesterday.
Seriously.
Not in the RV,
They
but
gotta
in the
check
car.
this fucking guy out. They gotta check this fucking
Dude,
guy
I mean, I remember the phone calls. I'm getting overtime at
swearing
transit right now.
depends. Swearing depends.
They gotta check this guy out.
I ain't got to leave the car.
My God, he's a savage.
I don't think he's- I
I
don't
can't
think he
even
changed.
fucking drive to 7-Eleven, and I'm fucking motherfucking the whole world.
First off,
this guy went.
I hear ya.
This guy went tip to tip, and now he's like, you know what? I feel like I'm not as satisfied. I gotta go to Florida. Is he fucking nuts?
Let me get another 18 under my belt.
I struggle to get to my car. Right. In the
I still remember the phone calls, though.
I'm
when,
right
he drove,
with you,
when he drove for transit, I remember the phone
my
calls
God.
like, oh, man, time and a half. I'm working extra tonight to like drive 14-hour days. Like, he drove 924 miles the last day, which is a shit ton, period. But in an RV, it's even fucking more, especially going down the PA Turnpike.
Fucking driving from
In
here
an
to
RV.
my house in an RV, I don't want to do it.
that's tough.
I'm not doing it. People are fucking assholes. People are terrible. People are fucking terrible. I'm sorry. I lose it every day. I drive a lot. Obviously, everybody knows. You know, I'm slinging some fucking za out there. You know, and the bottom line is people are awful. And I do it during the day, so I got all the old people, and I'm just like, I just want a PSA to the old people out there. You're dying. Drive faster. I'm sorry. All right, let's go.
What does that even
Let's
mean?
go. When I'm 80, I'm going to be going 80. Why are you going 12? You're dying.
He's saying,
let's go.
I think he's
Speed up.
I think the big fella's saying it's coming one way or the other. So
Yeah.
just
So drive
let,
When
fast.
I'm 80, seriously, once you hit 80, you should do whatever you want.
let it rip.
Going 80, we're robbing stores. Just play stupid.
Zachary
I don't know. I don't
They
know
get in
what
my
happened.
pocket.
Grigiani says, "Oh, Mother Hubbard, only Vaughn's in the cupboard." That was
Howdy!
earlier. Said, "What up, sweeps?" David Roscoe, "What up, boys?" TTP Bone, "What up? What up? What up, TTP?"
What's up, boys?
Over on the YouTube side of things. But yeah, I mean, listen. Back to the poll for a second, then we'll move on to the Kapler and just like a little bit of a grade out. Okay, back to the poll. To me, it's Aaron Nola. I can't go saying it's not close because it is very close.
It's very close.
But to me, it's Nola. Scherzer,
I think he just supplanted
DeGrom.
yesterday with that performance yesterday in a game that's, like you said, as much of a must-win in August you can have. Avoiding the sweep against the other guy that's in contention for the Cy Young with you, it's such a game. It was such a game he had.
I think yesterday
and it wasn't like we put up runs early and he had a comfort zone. It was nothing to the seventh. All right, so come on.
Well, I think what's interesting, too, is you can look at it like, you know what, if you don't think this team can compete in the playoff-style baseball, I think yesterday showed you a little bit that with him on the mound, you know, you can compete with anybody, in my opinion, because you're going against the best pitcher in baseball. You know what I mean? You're throwing goose eggs up with him the whole time.
No,
you're not going to see many more guys. You're going to see guys in the postseason that can flat out throw it, but not at his level.
You would take him against anybody. You wish that he was allowed to throw 3 times a week. Sure, but I mean, you definitely you take him in a 1-game matchup against anybody.
Anybody,
Absolutely.
At this point, yeah.
Come on.
That's why I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
Like I want to win the division, but if we catch a wild card, I'm cool because we'll just throw Nola. Let's go. Come see us.
Yeah.
TTP says that needs to be a bumper sticker. Old people, you're dying. Drive faster.
TTP.
Freaking classic. Joey says, I want to see Brian Wilson punch coconut oil in the mouth. Well, maybe you get to see it sooner or later. Maybe we'll run on the field, smack somebody.
I'm a law-abiding citizen. I'm not going to get arrested.
That's debatable. So
If I saw him out sometime, I might tell him how I feel about him.
Yeah.
where would you grade him right now? Kapler.
See, everyone's ready for this, all right? I know that everyone's thinking Wilson's going F minus. I'm not going to do that, all right? I'm going to be real.
Everybody's go.
I'm going to be real.
I'm a solid C.
C minus. Yeah. C minus for me. He has no in-game. His in-game coaching drives me crazy, and he better fucking do something to fix it. And I don't think it's ever going to happen. But he has brought the guys together. Okay, we're playing good ball. Yeah. We are, right? And there's the coddling. I mean, they seem to be, the young guys are okay with it. You know, he's out there. He's giving them a pacifier. All right, you know, he's playing Teddy Ruxpin for him. It's a fucking thing. So, like.
Does that still go on?
I don't know.
Is Teddy still around?
They're popping the tape in.
Teddy's
singing.
Do you know? Is he still around?
Bianca doesn't have Teddy, but I'm sure he's around.
I just didn't know if you saw, searching,
anything
shopping,
anything that talks, I'll step on it at 1 in the morning, and I'll fucking just freak the fuck out. So like anything that talks,
get it out. Yeah, get it out.
Said the movie Teddy. What's I got? Teddy Ruxpin. Teddy fucking Ruxpin.
No, but I mean the fact that they've been in it all year, that's why I'll give him a solid C. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's exactly C minus because he's kept it together. They're in contention going into September like we wanted.
There's something to say. There's something.
But we have pitched great. And I feel like if I was the manager right now, they'd have 5 more wins.
Well, I know Mike said something. On Wednesday just about like, dude,
we'd be 2 up.
You got a hitting coach that nobody's ever heard of before. You know what I mean? You got a hitting coach that nobody's ever heard of. Does that correlate to some of the struggles?
No.
Does that matter at all?
He's done a good job at some other places. He was with the Cubbies too. I mean, he's turned Franco around. They closed Franco off.
I was going to say Franco's had a good
people,
year.
People are giving credit. I understand that the Latin connection, and that's great. I'm not saying Carlos wasn't good for him mentally, right? But that guy, closed him up. He made some adjustments with Franco, and some of these other guys are just until you hit rock bottom, which most of them are. Then they're not responsive to anything, right?
Yeah.
You have to, they have to fail completely, and then they can start to reach out and
they'll
put
come
their hand out.
It's amazing because their Dubel's
just like with Franco.
You
Franco
think
was on the way
rock bottom's
out.
the
Listen,
lowest.
you're on your way out and stuff, and he's starting. I know, but
He's barreling.
Until these guys, they just want to set in their ways and say, hey, we're going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out. You're not going to figure it out. You're hitting 220. You know what I mean? Like, it's time to look at some film and do something different. So.
Yeah, well, I just think with Odubel, he's just, once he got off, he was off. You know what I mean? His timing was off.
I couldn't stop the boulder going downhill. But.
And he just hasn't been able to.
To me, though,
he hasn't been able
if he
to
wants
adjust
to be,
back.
Listen, he's a good hitter at times. At times, he's a very good hitter, super hot, super streaky. But he could change that and become a good hitter more times if he just, when he's going bad, just remember your strike zone, dude.
Yeah.
Don't swing at everything. He swings at fucking everything. I feel like I could throw a 30-footer. He'd be like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
The fuck are you doing, dude? Watch the ball. I know that's what I lose. He loses when he's not hitting. He loses his strike zone. He loses everything.
Yeah, because when he ends on, he has a good strike zone.
Yeah,
you know what
that's
I mean?
what's
That's the
crazy
thing.
about
It's like when you're
if
locked
you
in,
can just
bro.
keep the fucking strike
When you're
zone.
locked in, he works 8-9 at bat, and 8-9 at bat. Works 8-9 pitches in a bat, and it looks like he's locked in when he is, and then you see him. Like I haven't been able to vent shit over the last 2 months. You know what I mean? You talk about a guy who's out of whack.
No,
and it's all. And it's not just at the plate,
And to Mike's point, like I get that, you know what I mean. But we're at the big league level, right? Too much. Coaches sometimes get too much. Those secondary coaches, like pitching guys and hitting guys, they get too much. People want to pile on them too much. Like sometimes it's time for a different voice. Just like in St. Louis, John Mabry was awful. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, the players are the guys in the box. You know what I mean? So that guy can only show him some film. Show him what's in the book. Try to prepare him the best he can, and have an approach that he hopes that they take. To the box with them. But at the end of the day, these guys are big league guys. Like they're the guys that are hitting. You can't hit for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I tell my guys all the time, even at the high school level. Like when you're succeeding, that's all you. When you're failing, that's all you too, bro. I don't want any credit. I don't want any blame. You know what I mean? Like I'm only here to help you out best I can. You know what I mean? But like I'm not gonna. I don't want to jerk myself off, and I surely don't want to bury myself because I know that I prepared you the best I can. You know what I mean? So. At some point you got to have.
You're not holding the bat for him.
No, you got to have accountability, all right? Be accountable, all right? That's every 1 through 25, and the front office and the managers, and the coaches, everybody should be accountable. That's all.
Absolutely. Mike Parker says, "Well, when the Odubel is on, he's telling the ump what's balls and strikes." It's true, he does.
Not in English, but yes.
Kyle Meager says, Felix Hernandez won it. With only whatever amount of wins, we already talked about that. He was 7-9, but we spoke about it. There was nobody else over there.
13-12, he was.
All right, so nobody else.
Yeah, he was 13-12 when he won it. But like we said, first off, DeGrom's not going to get to 13 wins. He might not get to 10. Can you have a Cy Young winner without 10 wins? That's what I want to know. Tell me right now. And I don't care. You can throw all the fucking stats at me you want. If you don't win 10 games, you can't win Cy Young in my book. I'm sorry. I don't care. You pitched 30 games. So you haven't even won a third of your fucking starts. You can't win Cy Young.
Yep.
Guess what? But he's then let up 1 run a game. Well, then let up 0.
Yep. I know nobody from the Yankees will win it. So that's
I
know that for sure.
That's true.
That's a fucking giant stamp right there. Right? That's a fucking like this. See this fucking stamp right here, Kyle? Ain't nobody from the Yankees gonna win it. So just hang on to that.
Severino's fall off a fucking
try to
cliff.
beat the A's. Try to beat the A's.
They're at the point now where they're saying like if they are the wild card, they're gonna roll Tanaka out there because Severino's fucking falling on his face.
What's CTP?
I would love the Yanks to lose in the wild card game. Oh,
I would love for them not even to get in
of all time. They're gonna get in. They're 31 games over 500.
I understand where they are. I know where they are. I just love to see them not get in.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
The Mariners are the next closest, and it's 4. The American League is pretty much separated itself unless those two collapse. The American League is by itself. The Mariners are 4 back, which isn't very far.
Red Sox are what, 10 up?
Yeah. I'm talking about Yankees.
Oh, yeah,
A's.
no,
Yankees A's pretty much. That's going to be a fixture. It's all about
That A's,
will be in the
I'd love to
Bronx.
see the A's beat them because that A's team is fun to watch, man.
That's what I'm telling you.
Love that A's team.
Absolutely. Just like we talked about last year, and he rightfully so, Molitor got it. It should be Bob Melvin. I understand Core might win 120, and that's great, you know what I mean? But they're supposed to be good. Maybe not that good. I understand that. They're playing, you know, you're talking about maybe a historical run. I get that. But come on, the A's, they got no payroll. They got the best player in baseball that nobody knows. All right, I mean,
Chris Davis with a K.
It's time to pay that guy. Like the other Chris Davis should change his name. That's how embarrassing it is.
Yes.
I know it's a K. The other guy should change his name, right? Because this poor guy has to have the same name as him. But I mean, you're talking about 40.
You got to give a wave while you're going by, Chris. You're fine with that.
Listen, come on, you're not interrupting anything. Hi, beautiful. Good to see you.
Win some money.
Go get it. All right, see ya.
See ya.
But you know what I'm saying? Like that guy's going to be
Thank
40.
God we get an invite.
It's going to be 40 and 100. That's going to be 3 straight seasons for 40 and 100 for Chris Davis with a K. So
I think he already has it.
Those guys. Yeah,
he's got 39 homers.
Yeah, he's close.
Rob
But,
Lubman,
He's got a
great.
month left. Yeah.
Rob Lubman says, can they give the MVP to Nola instead of the Cy Young? Question mark.
I mean, you could, but it's like no one ever wins the MVP and not the Cy Young. You know what I mean? They kind of go, if you're going to win the MVP, you also won the Cy Young if you're a pitcher.
Yeah, chances are you won
Sort of how that goes.
24 games or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. You had a ridiculous year, like Verlander did the one year that he did it.
But I hear you, Robbie. I mean, it's one of those things that you can, even though you might have been kidding around, like it's one of those things where this year, you know, Carpenter got back into it because they went bananas. But nobody's really standing out.
In the NL,
Nobody's
there's not.
out.
Yeah,
nobody's
if you
really
look at it
standing
right
out.
now, I was gonna say there's like about 5 guys you can argue.
Yeah.
And none of them have distanced themselves.
Yeah.
You got like Freddie Freeman, Nolan Arenado, Matt Carpenter, Javi Baez.
Yeah.
And
Javi Baez has been a monster.
I think Javi Baez should win it
Monster.
because of the fact that he's had a great year hitting, right? Yeah. But he's also he does a lot of things. He's one of them guys, like you said, spark plug guy, and you can play him second, third, or short, and he's a plus defender at every position, which is a huge thing to me. So that's why I think Javi Baez is in the lead.
I thought,
but I think but Carpenter nipping at his heels.
Yeah.
Fucking, you got Freeman. They're playing great. Freeman's playing great. So I don't know. There's a couple of guys up there. And Arenado's got great stats.
That's what I said. If the Cards get in, I would think it was Carpenter. You know, Baez did it all year, but you know, Carpenter has come from 130 down. He was hitting $130. I mean, almost close to the All-Star break. Not that, you know, not that close.
First off, I have the stat for you. It's incredible.
It's in June.
At May 20,
it's like 140.
No, May 25th, he was dead last ranked of players that qualified, which I think at that point you had to have at least 100 at bats, right? That qualified, dead last in slugging percentage, right? Dead last. He leads the league in slugging percentage now. Yeah. No, not since then. He leads the league totally. He was dead last. He had one home run and 2 doubles. It was May 25th. 1 home run, 2 doubles, batting like 140, right?
Yeah,
since then, he's had 31 home runs, 32 doubles. Motherfucker on fire.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Fire.
That's
and somebody has him in fantasy. I don't know who he is.
That's what I'm saying. Like he can get to 40. If he can get to 40 and 90, and you know, in the 280 clip, and they get in, that's pretty monstrous for me. But yes, Baez has been awesome, and you know, Nolan can win it every year. And Freddie, you know, the Braves have overachieved. The Braves have overachieved too. You know what I mean?
Nolan gets fucked because of Colorado.
Yeah.
They're always gonna diminish what you do at home because it's so easy to hit there. But Nolan is actually – he's not like Tulowitzki, who used to have a fucking 1,200 OPS at home and a 700 on the road. Nolan does hit on the road, too. Yeah. It's just he hits better at home like everyone would because it's fucking Colorado.
Yeah, and most people do. I mean, if you check the Philly splits, they don't hit, period. But everybody likes to hit better at the bank. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
And most of the time, you get a little home cooking. Your home splits, even if your park isn't a bandbox, you should have better numbers at home. You know, that's what always been. It's always been my
fans behind.
That's always been my beef with that anyway. Like I understand if it's outrageous, like a Tulowitzki, I get that, but like both teams get to play there too, though. You know I just love that argument. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But
the guy rakes. Period.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he rakes.
He does.
I'd love to sign him. Love me some Arenado.
Yep.
So
that's 2 years, I think. But
to finish off our last 10 here, right? Division or wild card or nothing when we're talking about the Phils.
Well, let me pose this number at you guys real quick. I'm thinking maybe 92. The NL is so wide open. It's unbelievable. There's actually 8 teams, but it can't all be 8 teams because the 3 are leading the division. You know what I mean? But they're all interchangeable. You know what I mean? So the Phillies, Braves are interchangeable. Cubs, Brewers, Cardinals, and D-backs, Rockies. And we think that the Dodgers could be left for dead. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying that they're 3.5 in the wild card. You know, so they're not. No, they're never left for dead with that talent there. But you know, so it's anywhere from
Get
5.
Closer.
It's anywhere from 5 to 8 teams. You know, if you want to mishmash it around for 2 spots, or no, 5 spots. You know, you count the division and you count the 2 wild cards. So for me, I think it's got to be anywhere from 91 to 92 is the magic number. I just want to see how you guys thought about it, and then the remaining records to get there for the Phillies. If you're talking about 92, is like 23-12. You know, I mean, that's a yeoman, but they're all right around there. I mean, even the Cardinals have to go 21-13, Rockies 22-13.
Yeah,
so they're all right around there, except for the Dodgers. For the Dodgers to get there, they got to go 25-9 to get to 92.
92. Yeah, I would say 91. 91, 92 is a number that I think gets you in. I agree with that.
I hope.
You would think that would get you in. I mean, you're playing good ball. I mean, you're going 24-13. You're not playing bad baseball.
No,
so, I mean, that should be enough to get you in.
I'm just saying that's how tough it is. You know, it's how bunched up it is. You know.
No, it is. It's crazy. Like, I was even starting to, you know, backpedal off of the division and go look at the wild card and start focusing on that. And I'm like, you know what, dude, that's even harder in a way. Just because you got so many goddamn teams.
Yeah,
at least with the division, it's like, okay, I'm 3 back, let's go. You know what I mean? And you know nightly.
Well, Cards Rock start one tonight. 3-game set.
And listen, you're welcome. Okay, you're welcome because like whatever I do, I don't know what this was about, but I drive through St. Louis on the way out. They're playing terrible fucking baseball. I drive through. Next thing I know, I'm out of the state. They start balling, and they haven't stopped. Drove past them. It was look at Busch Stadium on the way out. That's cool. On the way back, it was screw the Cards. You know what I mean? That's how that went. That's how it went. Like, as soon as I drove past and I was away from the stadium, it's like, oh, we're going to go win like 10 in a row.
You know, change the voice, change the culture, change the voice. You know, get rid of some guys that need to be get going, you know.
Get that Bader in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
That master Bader. He's out there doing work.
Yep.
It's a cool turnaround. Like, I don't have any issue with the Cardinals, but so I think I love that shit in baseball. Like, I love when a team that's, like, left for dead, you know, you fire your manager. Not saying that's the reason leaving for dead actually helps them, but you fire your manager. You know, when you usually do that kind of shit, season's over.
Yeah.
And then you watch them go on a fucking tear. I love watching big league teams get hot.
And everybody wanted a Kendo. Like, you know, I love Jose Kendo. You know what I mean? And he's paid his dues. You know what I mean? And he's a player's guy. And Schilte's great. He was just a bench guy. He was just, you know, he wasn't a monster name. You know, and he just comes in. He's that calming force. You know, he's been great. You know, they run a lot. Unlike Gabe, they're running like crazy now.
Wasn't it funny when you sit back and you watch a guy ahead of you and you can be like, okay, I would do that differently. I would do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you can sort of go in with your own approach, and sometimes that different approach and talk about, hey, they're running a lot. Well, that's weird how that equals a lot of success too. You know what I mean? Now you got to get on the run, obviously, but it shows you like, look at this team playing base. I mean, I really do. Whatever team it is. I mean, I hate some teams in the big leagues, but most of the time I like watching teams get red hot. Like even the Red Sox. Like I just thought it's great. You go win. You know what I mean? You go win 15 out of 16 at one point, whatever it was. You know, you're just like, shit, dude.
Like Willie was saying earlier, I love watching the A's. I root for the A's.
I love the A's.
You know what I
Me
mean?
too.
I love
and they're on late
I
night.
love nothing more than watching the Astros plummet. You know, now I think it's directly tied to Altuve being out. That's how good he is. All right, but it didn't help when he signed that scumbag.
Correa,
signed that scumbag. You sold your soul to the devil for Ozuna, who's not even like Mariano Rivera. He's nobody really. I mean, he's a decent. You know, he's got decent stuff.
He's a scumbag.
He's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I mean, the pictures. It was supposed to be a horrific domestic. That's how you get 75 games. You don't get 75 games for just smacking your wife on the ass. All right. I mean, he beat her up pretty good, and you sold yourself to the devil. You know what I mean? And I love nothing better than see them plummet. You know what I mean? And Verlander was outspoken, and somebody else, one of the other guys, McCullers or somebody, and you bring that guy in your clubhouse. You know what I mean? You expect these guys to be, you know, hunky-dory. It is what it is.
David in Atlanta chiming in. Go Braves, go Falcons.
Go fuck yourself.
Thanks for chiming in there, Dave.
Chop up your ass.
So John Clark, and I know this is off topic. You know, for 6 minutes left in the show, I figure we can turn to a minute or two of Eagles before Sunday. But John Clark talking about Carson throwing yesterday before the game, and he's saying he thinks there's a real good chance Carson's going to be out there in 13 days. What do you guys think? I wanted to hit you with that. I
don't think he starts game 1. I think he starts game. I think he starts game 2. After we're 0-1.
I think if you watched last night, you hope so. You know, doesn't matter. I know it's preseason. I thought my phone was broke. I was out working, and I was like 5-0. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, Kluber threw a gem. Corey threw a gem. He shut us down. What a shock we can't hit.
But you gave the guy.
Jose Ramirez hit a granny.
Yeah. I mean,
Lindor
people
with a
that
solo
are
shot.
people that are realists and actually have football eyes gave 9 all the credit in the world, right? You know, the 3-game stretch, right? Brought the title home. Great job. Played
great.
Played out of his mind.
Yeah, amazing.
You understand? But to think that there's a controversy or he's the answer, like you should slowly move away. From the crack pipe.
He's not the guy that played yesterday. He's also not the guy that played in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
He's somewhere in the middle,
and
which is very good. He's a solid He's a solid back-end starter in the NFL. Back-end.
He's a clipboard guy, and that's okay.
But that's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Carson's a talent.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The guys that think that Nicky should start, you're wrong. You're just flat out wrong. Sorry.
Listen,
that's nothing to do with the preseason. You're just flat out wrong.
Can I just be real with you guys? If he's ready to fucking go, he's ready to go. I understand the injury. I get it. Listen, something's different about this kid. And what I mean by something different is that Maragos tore his knee up, right, in October, early October. Carson tore his knee up in, late November? Right? Wasn't it late November?
Yeah, right before you went to Seattle.
Okay,
so it was only 5 games left.
So late November, right? So that's almost a 2-month difference in an injury, right? And the guy's moving around great compared to Chris, who can't get on the field yet because of the injury. Make sense? There's just something special about him. I was at a draft last night, and I was at my sister's house, and
Chris who?
Maragos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Maragos. So I was at the draft last night, and a couple of my sister's fiance's friends, work or firefighters, I believe it was, a couple of them, and the one was saying that he got called an alarm to Carson's house, and he's such a great dude. He's like, so they go out there, whatever. You think you won't even see Carson, right? He actually says, no. Where are them guys at? And he goes and talks to every one of them. Thanks for coming out, right? Then they got, a couple of them like, how you feeling, man? I'm feeling great. But it's the fact that he comes out and he's like a down-to-earth dude and isn't like big-timing guys. He's a
fucking ginger Jesus.
There's a reason.
He's the greatest dude of all time.
I said it to Ralph before the show started. There's and we talked about it a million times, there's culture changers, right? This guy is the definition of a culture changer.
It's the reason that you take a quarterback and not a running back in the top 5.
Like Jared Goff, great talent, right? Good, I think good. Right? We all think Jared Goff's good.
I think he's good. Yeah.
In my opinion,
they've changed too since he's there.
But I'll even go bigger. In my opinion, he's good and changed already. The culture of a team. He can't hold 11's jock in terms of that. And just in my opinion, that's how important 11 is because they have more talent out there. They essentially do, and I think we're still better.
We are better,
and we're better because of 11. Now, is our defense loaded? Absolutely. Okay. And nobody's here to
We're better because of 11.
It's
100% true.
Okay.
We're better because of Carson.
He's that good.
That's just, it's 100% true.
I know Kyle was telling me Baker's a bust and all this shit, but if you just watch Baker.
Culture changer guy, though.
If you just watch Baker in the pocket last night when he had to come in for Tyrod right away, I'm not talking about when he's in with the third string guys. When he filled in for Tyrod, his ability to move in the pocket fucking translates. I ain't a Browns fan. I'm a football guy. That translates. He threw one ball, zip, you see it come out of his hand. You're like, okay, I get it, he's small. I get it, he's not a huge guy. But again, a culture changer, right? That's why I think the Browns can win 8 games this year if he plays, just because they're talented. It's been too long. You have that many guys, you draft that high, at some point it ends, you would think.
Well, you brought in a lot of good pieces. So
really good.
Should be better.
Like Jarvis, good.
Carlos Hyde looks tremendous.
I love Carlos Hyde.
And then you go to
Always have Carlos Hyde.
Who do you go? Chubb? You go to Chubb, right? Then you got Chubb too. I mean,
Duke's still there.
Then you got the Flash coming back. We know is a fucking issue.
Listen,
that division isn't that good.
I got him.
That division isn't that good anymore.
I was able to grab him like 5th. I'm like, dude, he's just sitting there. I'm like talking to the TV screen. I'm like, just mind your P's and Q's, Josh. Be great for my team.
Be great. Just be
Put
great.
Put the fucking weed down, Josh. Damn it.
Just behave. Great. One season, behave, would you?
I had him the one year he behaved when he had like 1,700. It was awesome.
Like he was just sitting there, and it was like 5th round. I'm like, come on. Come to team sweeps.
And if you look at the division, it's not their division isn't what it used to be. So
think Baltimore has a good year.
Yeah, but I mean Baltimore's tough. We know who Baltimore is. They're always going to be tough.
I love their defense.
Okay, but Pittsburgh's going to be what Pittsburgh
they
is.
should score 40 a game.
Right, but if you ask Clinky,
they should score 40
if you ask Clinky, he'll tell you. And we were talking about this last night. He's like, dude, they always fucking play everybody tough. And they had nobody. And they're always in games.
Yeah.
Not till late, and then teams will run them out. But their defense was tough, he was telling me.
Oh, Cleveland always plays.
Now
they always play everybody in division tough.
When that defense you know is there already, and this was without a quarterback at all. Now, I'm not a Tyrod guy at all, but that's without anybody. Tyrod's better than what they've had, right? I still don't think he should start. I throw Baker in day one and let's go. But whatever you want to do, Hugh, because you're a moron. So whatever you want to do, but they're still better with Tyrod because at least they have a check down capable NFL quarterback. Because that's who I think he is. He's check down heavy. Which if you got fantasy, Jarvis will be huge for you. And I think Jarvis will have a monster year. Could have checked down City and quick screens, bubble screens, shit like that. Where I think he'll make a living. Because Tyrod can't throw the deep ball. And you got Gordon and guys who can go up for it. You don't got a quarterback to throw it. That's why I think Baker's going to be in sooner or later. But I don't want to fucking talk about Cleveland. I was just discussing how he's a culture changer, in my opinion.
To answer the original question,
I don't know what it was.
I remember what it was. It was will Carson start game one? And I think no, he will not. I think he will start the next game, which will be because we get 10 days between games because we play the opener. Yeah. So I think that's when he plays. Game 2 is when I think he comes in.
So David from Atlanta,
and I think I think we lose the first game to the Falcons too.
Well, David in Atlanta will like that because he said he's going to be tailgating and going to game with Kyle and Rob on Saturday's show, and he asked if we'll be bouncing around. Yeah, we plan on being out there. Plan on getting a good group just to go out and tailgate a little bit, fucking soak it in, represent the champs we are.
We got to get microphones out there and just interview people.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what we got to do.
And phones.
Of course.
We're going to have the fake gold mic and just go around with the fake gold mic.
Yeah, we'll do the fake gold mic with the phone, with heavy adult beverage intake. We'll get it going.
John Saletti says Adrian Peterson came back from the ACL like a beast, too.
Yes, he did.
Workers do. Now, and some guys, just their body. It's the body. I mean, they say it's a 12-month injury, but it could be a year and a half for guys.
Heal better.
Yeah,
it could be a year and a half. It could be 10 months for guys.
Some guys heal better.
You don't know.
It's just fact. Some guys heal better.
Some guys heal like Wolverine. You know what I mean? You cut their leg off, they grow another leg. You know what I mean? That's what it is.
It's true. I mean, listen, and the guy.
And Peterson's was worse, too. It was disgusting.
And 11 doesn't stop working, too. Now, sometimes that could be a bad thing
work.
when you're talking about an injury. But I think if you dedicate yourself to the injury, not saying Maurer goes in or other guys didn't, but if you dedicate yourself to an injury, a lot of time you're gonna bounce back quicker. Like Peters looked like people were saying before the Super Bowl, it looked like he could play already, and he blew his knee. And they're being cautious with him what they need to be. Because Big V.
And it's just also the style how he plays too. Like if he was like Brady, then you can just say, hey, stay put and stay in the pocket and do your thing. Like Brady don't move off a dime. You know what I mean? But Carson has to play. He's a playmaker. You understand? So it's like people want to harness him and say, listen, does he have to be a little smarter? Yeah, but that was a football play that got hurt.
Absolutely.
It was just a freak thing. And if you take that away from him, then he'll be average, and that's who the hell wants that?
Absolutely, you don't want
that.
Let
him be himself. As long as it goes, you're hoping for 12 to 15 years. You know what I mean? Knock on wood. But you got to let the guy play. You can't harness him. And I mean, he is what he is. He's a football player. He's awesome.
I think if you talk to him early on, and you say, "Hey,
days,
listen."
Like Willie said, might be huge.
Oh, it's definitely huge.
I understand.
I mean, that's now 23 days instead of 2 weeks, right? So I mean, it's gigantic. The thing that I think they're going to preach to him is, dude, move around in the pocket like you do. Just don't early on.
We're trying not to take many hits.
That's it. Move around. Be elusive in the pocket. Fine.
Don't lower your shoulder.
Yeah, don't be the guy who we love in Carolina who lowers his shoulder against the safety. We want that guy back soon. But for this year, right, we're just gonna be a little more cautious. But yeah, you need quarterbacks who can move around the pocket and be elusive inside the pocket. But can you harness just for a year? Can you harness running all around like crazy? Can you harness a little bit of that?
I think that's safer too, though. If you ask me, you know what I mean.
Just moving in the pocket. Yeah,
getting outside, moving around because you sit in there now. These big uglies,
these
big uglies, they get the shot
at you.
They'll take the 15 yards. Oh, sorry, I got a 15-yard penalty, but I jumped at you. I got pushed. You know what I mean? So where you can get away, you can get outside and not only create plays, but I think you stay a little healthier that way.
If he's not 100%, I have zero issue with them playing him in October, the first week of October. You know what I mean? If you really want to be cautious with it, but I think that to your point, I think what will happen is, depending on how Nick plays game one, is going to determine
the panic mode.
the length of this. Because I think all things being equal, Howie would love and Doug would love to be able to get through a month, maybe a month and a half with Nick and really let it get right. And let it get right. Now,
if you're 3-1, you'll take that all day.
I'm not a panic preseason guy.
You're 1-3, or
then you're panicking.
You said 0-2, it's panic time.
Then it's panic time.
Now it's time 8-11. I gotta have it.
I'm not a big preseason guy, so I don't put a lot of stock in what I watched last night. Now,
no one should be a big preseason guy.
Would you like to see a drive or two be a little cleaner? Absolutely. But you're playing without your starting wide receivers.
Everything's vanilla.
Yeah. You're playing
Everything's vanilla.
Your left tackle's not playing. None of your starting running backs are playing.
The defenses play cover 2, cover 4. The fucking offenses run vanilla plays. It's all dumbed down and vanilla. It's just stay healthy, get some work in, and stay healthy. That's all it is. Yep. That's all it is. Anyone that's telling you, the Eagles look bad, tell them, okay, learn football. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how bad you look. We had a preseason where we looked great.
Yep.
That season didn't go well.
So David in Atlanta.
Me and Tom were smoking on the way to Broad.
David in Atlanta.
Didn't go well.
Talking about, what was he saying? Yeah, we can meet up, brother.
He's talking about Baloney in the parking lot. I see him. Oh, the Matt Ryan jersey on.
All right. Well, no Matty Ice. All right, so we'll talk more about Eagles Sunday, obviously, when we go on. What time, boys? Sunday
night, Sunday afternoon. What are we thinking? I don't know. Whatever.
Thinking earlier in the day.
I'd love an early one.
11, 12. Get in, get out.
We can do it.
Finish talking, continue to talk birds.
Your people talk to my people, and then
we'll
I'll put your people in contact with my people.
We'll get it all figured out. I know. I got big wigs all around me right now. So, you like to confirm on air, and you really stamp shit.
Bianca's my boss, so.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we'll contact her.
Sure, we'll get it done.
We'll contact B.
She'll let us know.
Yeah.
She'll be clear.
We're good.
But listen, to finish the show up, Aaron Nola. Right now, NL Cy Young Award winner. This second.
And let's get the brooms out on north of the border, okay? We need to come in and smack Toronto in the mouth. We need to win. Jake's got to come out tonight. Jake's starting tonight, I obviously assume. Jake needs to come out tonight, set the tone, throw great. We need to put up runs tonight. Let's go. Tone setting tonight. Yeah. Up north of the border.
Oh, our resident Canadian goat just chimed in.
Not Jake from Allstate. Jake,
great show, guys.
Snake.
Love the matinee. He said Peterson ran the same game plan last night as he did Week 16 of 2017. Plain and simple. Yeah, because there's nothing. You don't do anything.
Missionary, just one pump and done, Molson. Don't even look her in the eyes.
In, out. Don't even look her in the eyes.
How good.
You're just ashamed. That just happened.
Don't even look her in the eyes.
Was it good for you?
Woosah. Yeah, I'm good.
That's got to be the all-timer.
Sandwich time. It's sandwich time.
Sandwiches? David in Atlanta Blue Jays at home. You guys got to sweep. Every game matters now. No, he's right.
Sure.
You're a Braves fan. You know it. You went through some of the things we went through late in games recently. But listen, I hate the Braves.
Don't let those
but I
Marlins.
actually like the Braves.
Don't let those Marlins bite
players.
you.
I like some of them kids. Or I like.
Listen,
it's hard not to.
I think
it's hard not to.
I think you got to watch out because we're probably going to be talking about us versus the Braves for a while.
Which is cool. Back.
For a while.
It's back.
Celtics Sixers. Let's go.
Let's go. Go fuck yourself, Ralph.
Feels
I
good.
see you. I see you. We see you,
He's
Ralph.
on the other
Ralph
side.
Mello.
He's on the other side.
Ralph, you can chime in, brother.
Yeah, big dog. You haven't said that. We ain't got nothing out of you.
You got a word out of you. I thought it was 4 years ago.
No, that's fine.
You're sitting here like.
Well, that was because of Zach.
Nola, your guy? Before we
well,
sign
Zach.
off, Nola, your pick?
Zach's tough.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I like that. I
Easy.
like that. I think yesterday puts him over the top. I think right now he has to be the leader because of yesterday. He outpitches the other guy that he's in conversation with, and they're going to sweep us at home. That would have been a damning sweep if we get swept by them.
It's almost
terrible.
You got a grade for Gabe, Ralphie?
Dude stinks.
I don't think I ever gave
Go F, Ralph.
Our kind of guy.
I think I'll give him the same
This is
grade.
our kind of party.
I didn't even give him a grade. I think I go right with you guys. About C minus in that area.
Yeah.
A Odubel.
This is not a granola bar house.
Well, let me ask you a question. Ralph. Since you got the Lakers gear on, before we sign out in 1 minute here. Lakers make the playoffs?
Absolutely.
All right. I think they do too.
Yeah.
Me and my dad were talking
First
about
off,
that. I'm like, I think they do.
Top 4 seed.
I won't go
I
there.
love when people try saying that they're not going
that's
to.
switched. Whoa!
They have the best player in the world.
Flip-flop is back.
How am I flip-flopping?
Because you said they weren't even a playoff team
Yes,
when they signed
I
him.
never
Yes,
said that.
Yes, you did. I remember
They weren't a playoff team without him. As soon as they get him, they're a playoff team. When you get the best player in basketball, the best player in the world, you become a playoff team.
Easy with a top 4 seed. Okay, they make the playoffs.
I bet you they're
top
fourth.
6.
Fourth.
Top 6.
Top
Top
six?
Fourth
Top
seed.
six.
Top
six.
six.
Easy.
Fourth
Easy always.
seed.
You forget the West, how good some of the teams are.
You forget how good LeBron is. Wait till
Okay,
he's out there.
okay.
Watch.
You got to factor in the fucking Spurs still because they got a guy who actually is going to play basketball there, not a guy who sat all last year. So they got to be better than they were, right? You assume they're better, right? DeRozan's upgrade from a guy who didn't play. That's an upgrade. So they're not better? Yeah. So there's 3 teams that are better than them right now.
I don't think
that
so.
puts them at 4. And I could probably get you a 4th right now if I went and got an NBA mode.
But the Lakers got really better.
No, they did.
just for one guy.
Much better.
No, they
got
did.
really
I just don't think. I don't.
And I love me some Kuzma.
I'll go with you.
Talk about rooting for guys. I love me some
I'll
Kuzma.
go with you on this.
The Coos?
Yeah.
I'll go 4 through. I'll go somewhere 4 through 6 though. Like I'm not gonna say they're higher than a 4. I can't put them as a 3 seed. I just can't.
They might.
Do that. I can't do that. Even though
Probably
I
a
love
4 seed.
I love their additions. You have to love their additions.
How about this one? I got
I
a better one for you.
Nah, sure you do.
Western Conference Finals.
Oh Jesus Christ.
I like where you're going.
Yeah.
Of
I
course
think
you
it's
do.
I think
Of
it's
course
them
you do.
I think it's them Golden State.
And it's
He's
all right,
gonna meet Golden State again.
Because when Ben's contract's up, he'll be in purple and gold.
Don't you
No,
dare.
don't you dare.
you sit back there and watch that evil.
Are you serious? I was just with you. We were seeing Kumbaya. Had the arm on the shoulder. Now I'm back over here.
As is?
The guy's back over here.
Conference finals as is or with somebody
No,
flying in?
I think right now. I think they can get there.
I love the
mean,
addition.
it all
I love
depends
the
on-
addition of Lance.
LeBron's getting
honestly.
old. All right? I mean, LeBron gets hurt, but he's never hurt. That's the best thing about him. Always on the court.
But I love the addition of Lance though for them too. I just
They
think it's
got,
a real
I like
good
a lot of
addition,
their. I like
too.
a lot of their moves.
Yeah.
I think
a lot of them are guys that are veteran guys that know their role
And can do what?
What's it called? What's it called? It's a good fucking.
A
they get
lot
to
of
the
guys
com-
can handle
As
the
much as he's a
basketball.
fucking weirdo,
And create
but
their
the
own
fucking
shots.
the JaVale McGee is a good get. He plays some defense. He dunks. He's good. He makes shots around the rim, and he'll give you 15 minutes a night, solid 15, like he did for Golden State.
Well, I know it's a lot of
if they
their
get
a lot
to
of
the
their
conference
moves. Are,
finals as is, it might be time to bring out the stamp. I mean, and like I said, I've never been the guy that's stamping it, but I mean, geez, as is. Whoo.
I like that. I don't like, but the one thing they did do well is a lot of their additions. Pretty much all of them are guys who can also handle the basketball.
Because now we're
They
talking
got
about the
they got.
West.
I mean, they got a ton of guys. LeBron we know can handle the basketball. Lance can handle the basketball. Did they got Rondo too?
Yeah.
Right. Obviously, Rondo can handle the basketball. I mean, they really have a lot of interchanging guys who probably what Magic wants to do is run you. Right. They have the ability to flat out run you.
Oh, they're gonna run.
They really do. I mean, I hate
Oh,
saying
they're running.
it. I'm glad he's over in the West. You know what I mean? Like get LeBron out of the
fine.
East. I'm okay.
If he doesn't sign here, get him west. We said that. If he don't sign here, get him west. Get out.
So listen, they are locked and loaded, and it helps when you have the best player in the world, and they have a ton of young talent. I mean, Ingram, if he continues to get a little thicker, I think has a real high upside still, and we know what Kuzma is, and Lonzo at this point can just develop. You know what I mean? He's almost in a position where he can actually develop because he has guys that are going to take some minutes from. I
agree.
They're loaded up. They really are. Now the West is fucking loaded. So I mean, if that's in
what
the
I'm
Eastern
saying.
Conference, there are one.
The problem
That's
is
what I'm
Golden
saying. He
State's
doesn't have
amazing.
that.
Yeah.
That's twofold.
Houston's
you know what I
a problem, too.
So he doesn't have that crutch anymore, and the haters that are using that against him don't have that anymore. So if he does his thing in L.A., like people expect, you get to the finals. Not saying conference finals. The Warriors are still obviously the monster big bad wolf on the block.
They're ridiculous.
But if you get to the conference finals in the West, I think the haters almost have to go away.
I agree. All right, boys. Sunday it is. Fucking back
Well,
in it.
Good shit.
See you Sunday.
Back
Ralphie,
in it.
thank you, Ralphie.
Thank you, Ralphie.
Little Ralpho.
Absolutely. Thank you all for listening, chiming in, typing your fucking questions out. We love reading them out. You help drive the show. Love you all. For another edition of Agree or Disagree, Tom Arnone, Nick Delgazzo, Ryan Wilson, Ralphie D on the ones and twos, Gibson Mayer LLC sponsoring every Agree or Disagree. We'll see you all Sunday. We'll say 12 o'clock again for the people. Throw it out there.
Thanks, Kyle. They got 5 All-Stars. No shit.
Pretty good team.
No shit.
Pretty good team. We out. Peace. Thanks, Dave.
Fucking.